Yo guys, Moxsy with IGN, and today we're going over the top 10 must-catch pals in Palworld. Now this guide will be for early to mid-game, meaning that we're not going to be talking about any of the legendary pals or pals that are going to be caught at over level 30. Now for this guide, we're going to be talking about 5 that you should have on your team, meaning that these are going to be good fighters and pals to bring with you out onto the field, and then 5 pals that are great to have in the base. The base building is just as important as combat in this game, if not more, and so getting great helper pals for your base is really important. Let's get right into the video. Coming in at our number 5 spot for pals that you're going to want to have in your party early on is the Ecther deer. Now, the reason this deer is so great is one, you can get it a saddle for it so that you can ride it as a mount. And this deer you can get with movement speed passives to move around even quicker, but it also comes with antler uppercut. This is a burst of speed that you can use for traversal, but you can also use it as damage on other pals. Also, anytime that you bump into a pal, you're going to deal damage to them. So you can just simply ride around on this guy and knock other pals down so that you can get the best capture chance against them. This can prevent you from taking damage, keep you safe, while also capturing a ton of pals very, very easily. So it's great for traversal, and it's great to help you capture pals. You can just use the antlers as a dash, and this is going to be one of the best mounts that you can use early until you get some of the later ones. Now, you're going to want to look for one of these pals with the Swift passive. I do not have the Swift on me at the moment, but if you can get one with Swift, it'll increase its base movement speed by 30% to make sure that you're zooming around. At our number 4 spot, we've got the Van Worm. Now, this is one of the very first mounts that you can unlock a saddle for so that you can fly, which being able to fly in this game is so helpful. The first flying mounts that you get are going to be a little bit slow. You can find much faster flying mounts later on in the game, but you get the Van Worm saddle as early as level 21. Now, the Nightwing that you can get a saddle for at level 15. So this is a fantastic pickup if you're eager to get off the ground as early as possible. However, because they're going to take up a party slot, you only get 5 party slots. I find Van Worm just to be the better all-around pal for damage, and they fly the exact same speed. So if you're okay with waiting a few levels, you can catch a Van Worm. If you're looking to catch a Van Worm, you're going to want to come to the coordinates -115, -416. This little island over here, this area is where you're going to be able to find the most of them. At our number 3 spot is Quiver. Now, Quiver is one of the strongest early game attackers that you can go pick up. It is a massive dragon. Quiver can learn dragon types, water types, and grass types all naturally. So it's got a ton of coverage. While you won't be able to build its saddle anytime soon, it is one of the best attackers that you can pick up early. Now, you do need to venture a bit out of your way, but if you come to the coordinates -256, -131, you can fight a level 23 Quiver. This will be a tough fight if you're early on, so bring a lot of pal spheres so that you have your best chance of capturing it. But if you do capture it, you get one of the strongest early game attackers. Our number 2 spot goes to Catris. Catris is an incredibly high damaging pal that comes with both fire and dark type moves, and while you're playing with them, you're going to want them out almost all the time, because when you're fighting together, neutral pals drop more items when defeated. When you're starting out the game, you are going to be encountering the most amount of neutral pals. Leather is one of the materials that you need the most, and pals will just be dropping double the materials whenever you have Catris out. This is what my Catris looks like. She has been in my party. Even though I'm level 41, I still have her on my team all the time because I find her to just be an all-around great pal for both damage and utility in terms of farming, and getting one early is fantastic. Now, in order to go get one, you're going to want to come to 242 and -332, where you can fight a boss version of Catris, and obviously, you're going to want a lot of pal spheres to go and get it. It can be a little bit of a more challenging fight, but once you get her, you're probably going to keep her in your party for a very long time. At our number 1 spot for pals to capture through the early to mid game is Sect. Now, Sect is an absolute powerhouse. It boasts a ton of attack power, an incredible amount of defense power, making it really hard to kill, and its partner skill is unlocked for free. You don't need to build a saddle, you don't need to level up. As soon as you get this in your party, when you're fighting together, you get increased defense and all of your attacks deal bonus fire damage. this is a fantastic pickup. And while it can be a bit of a harder fight because you're going to need to come capture Sect, who will be level 30, this is a pal that will last you for your whole playthrough. You can go back to that dungeon after you capture a Sect to try to fish for good passives, which you're definitely going to want to do if you get the chance to. But this Sect is one of my best pals, and even at level 41, I'm constantly using him just because his defense value and the utility that he brings to you in fights is fantastic. Now we're going to be talking about the top 5 must-have pals for your base. This is not pals that we're grabbing for damage. We're grabbing them so that we can have the most productive and best base possible. And at our number 5 spot are Vixies. You can already see my pals coming to help these out. Vixies, when they're allocated to your ranch/farm, they will drop pal spheres and arrows as useful items. We can open this box that's right by here. This is where my guys have been bringing their arrows. In just a few hours, my Vixies have produced over 280 pal spheres and 130 arrows. The fastest way to level up early on is just by capturing pals, and so getting basically an endless supply of pal spheres from having, I would recommend picking up 2 of these at your base is going to be incredible, even just 1, but you can just see even like these things over here, there's tons and tons of pal spheres and arrows just dropping from these 2 guys. If you want to go capture a Vixie, you can do so along the entire starter area of the game. Coming in at our number 4 spot are Tomats. Now, Tomats are just great general guys to have on your base. The reason for this is because they've got rank 2 gathering, rank 2 mining, and rank 2 transporting. What this allows them to do is they will break down ore or rocks or palladium and then transport that palladium, ore, or rock into the appropriate chest. Same thing with gathering. They're hard workers and they're relatively easy to catch. In order to catch Tomats, you just go at nighttime in the very starting area. This is the starting area, and you can find them very easily at night, and they're just really great to have around in terms of just kind of doing everything. Right now, this Tomat over here is mining this tree. He's going to pick up the wood and then move it for me, so he kind of does everything that I need him to be doing, and he's just a great general pal to have on your base. At our number 3 spot are Massandas. Now, Massandas do not consume a lot of food. They're fantastic at planting, handiwork, lumbering, and transporting. These guys, if you have them on your base, will make sure that you never need more wood. They will be constantly breaking down wood, moving that wood that they break down into boxes for you with their rank 3 transporting, and also do all of the planting that you need them to do. They are just great to have, and they're relatively easy to capture. If you want to get a Massanda, you can find them just north of the starting peninsula area. This is the starting area that you start, and just above it, you will find tons and tons of Massandas. They are just great to have. Our number 2 spot is a pal that you're going to be using in your base for your entire playthrough, and you can pick them up as early as level 18. These are going to be Wixens. Now, Wixens comes with 2 kindling, which is amazing, and 3 handiwork and 2 transporting. These guys are amazing for smelting things down, and they're also really great helpers to have around to help you build things. They are one of the earliest level 3 handiwork pals that you can get, so whether they're working on smelting things down or just working on crafting things, these guys are going to be great to capture. Now, they are very rare to find around here, but I found one actually right before recording this, and these guys are fantastic catches. That one I did a little bit too much damage to, but you're going to want to come here to this lava crack where you can capture some Wixens. Coming in our number 1 spot for must-have base pals are going to be the digtoes. This is digtoes. I've got a multitude of them on all of my bases, and they're so good because they come with rank 3 mining. These guys, if you build a base around ores, they will be fantastic at breaking it down. In addition to that, you can also just have one on you, and when you throw it or activate it, if you build its harness, it'll perform shell spin, dealing massive amounts of damage to any ore or rock so that you can quickly break it down. As you can see, like, these guys on my base are literally just destroying everything in sight. So when you throw a digtoes at a rock, it'll instantly start doing it, and it'll basically just break down the entire rock. I can hit my X active button for him to do even more damage to this rock, and as you can see, it is just getting shredded. And they do so much mining damage. The rock is basically gone. And then if I walk over this, I'm not going to be able to move. And there, now I've got, how much ore did I just pick up? I picked up 43 total ore. I'm going to drop that for now. But these guys are really great to have around your base, in your party, if you ever need any sort of ore. They're kind of my go-tos. Rush roars are the other really great miners that you can get really early. However, I just prefer the digtoes. Now, if you want to get yourself a digtoes, you can capture them on this beach at -158, -71. That is going to do it for this Palworld guide. For all other things Palworld, stay tuned here at IGN.